Testing. Alright, worked on my end. And it looks like I spawned in not the main city. I guess we'll either start here or the main city. I don't really have a preference between the two. Let's see if these can still drive. Alright, that's great. Well, I spawned into a dealership. And I put a spawn at the dealerships. Especially this one in a smaller town, which you'll see the name of in a second or two, because you can just get a car from the dealership and then start driving that way. Thought it would be convenient. And there's just houses along this stretch of the road. And yeah, Angry Birds for 14's Landing is where I ended up spawning in. Oh, wait a minute. Let me give you guys the game link, actually, if you want to join in. And I also have the game event in the description, which also indirectly leads to the game. I didn't even know you can make events for places and groups until a little while ago. Yeah, the outskirts of this small town, essentially a suburb, a bedroom community, whatever it's called, of the major city that I'm going to be going to, Anderio. It is mainly... This project mainly started, the whole thing started in 2017. Oh, look at that, it's an actual video I made. That I was making for testing's sake. So that's neat. And what I'm passing by right now is a museum related to ships. The one thing you don't do is turn around the middle of an intersection. That's what you simply don't do. Especially where I'm from. And so if you guys are just joining, I am now slowly and surely getting around to what I have made throughout the 7 years I worked on this entire project. That consists of multiple cities, sort of clustered in one area, really. The Maritime Museum is the formal name of it, but it's where one would learn about ships and whatever, if you're into that stuff. We got some lore here. And then there's a picture of one ship, and then two similar looking flags. Alright, I'll just go around just to show the ships, I guess. I could speed everything up slightly, also. I'll check chat. Okay, nothing's happening in chat. There's a smaller boat, ship. There's a vessel, and then here is where the larger ships are at, where I've drove past. Caronia. And then the one I made is this way. Named after one of my old main accounts I didn't even have for a whole year. In fact, I used it for only a month or so before I changed main accounts back in March and April of 2012, when I barely knew what I was doing. Alright. Let's see if I put anything in here. Sadly, I was a little too lazy and didn't put furniture in here, but I did add stairs to clarify, in fact, what floor of the ship you're on. And then, yeah, those were just idle ships also. Alright, I'll just fly back to my car now. But not before I forget talk about the bridge I just flew past. It's meant to be a freeway, a highway of sorts. It was never It was never finished. It was started. Alright, I'm gonna go the same way I started earlier before I turned around. I'm also happening to be on the wrong side of the road. Tree farm, fields, and I'm already sliding. If this sliding continues to happen, I'll just have to speed walk through this whole tour. Which means the cars I made would have to need significant improvement. In other words, they may suck. Then that's why. If you've already seen what's happening. But let me see if I can recall what boats these four are. But they're smaller size either way. Let me see here. And of course, no one is watching right now. If you are in fact watching, just drop by and say hi or something. I don't know where this will even go. And I'll just drop the links in the Discord server. At least of the stream. I'll just add the whatever description in here also. Alright, that should be there now if you refresh. I'm just gonna get out of here. Okay, I keep sliding. But yeah, not much going on in Angry Birds Real 14's Landing, which the town is named after another one of my accounts. If you weren't able to tell by the fact that I made so many accounts named after a game I played back in 2011 and 12. Which I ended up making that essentially an anti-online data group on Roblox that seeks to enforce the rules that Roblox doesn't. Local post office, electronics store, and then this is where things get interesting. More houses along this stretch of Deer Lake Road. And then I stopped. Well, I ended up hitting the curbside. And yeah, this should not be happening. Where some wedge part just collapses. That's probably a error on my end. More likely than not. Because so far, it's simply housing, like one-story houses. Kind of suburbia in a sense, but in the northern part of the city of Anderio. That's how I pronounced it. That's how my group pronounces it. And then here we have a group of apartments. Duplexes, rather. Which is essentially a house that's divided into two different houses within a building. If that even makes sense. And there's just... since there's a lot of stuff going on, I might be lagging because a lot of bricks loading, not disappearing from view because I have graphics out of 5. Just to even reduce what any more lag than I might end up experiencing. Huh, so random apartment building I put here. I wonder why is that. McDonald's is even there. As long as I don't get copyrighted for that. Striked or whatever. Just because I want to add some realistic businesses. Storage unit. More houses. Okay, right, past the road. Not for long. Fire department is behind the McDonald's, essentially. Alright, this car slides one more time. In the next minute, I'll have to speed walk. Okay. Now I'm just lagging too much. Why can't this car go? Now it can. And there's some kind of drawbridge system here. Another boat. Oh boy. I slid again. Let me see, what do I change this to? Maybe this will do. For the rest of this tour. This is the newly built middle school of the city. I don't know how new is it. It's not... I don't know if it's... I don't think it's too new, but... Maybe I should have had windows looking outside. But let me see where... Yeah, I could have. Well, across from that middle school is the city high school. And before I get to the high school, there is some kind of bus stop here. Or something. Yeah, a stop either way. I should probably make myself slower than that, so I don't run into stuff. A small playground is right next to the high school, essentially. Primarily for the neighborhood. And we are within downtown, I realized. But yeah, you can see the cafeteria has a set of windows looking out. There's restrooms, janitor's office, some kind of storage room for some reason. Because it didn't know what else to do with that. There's a line of classrooms here. And there will be another line of classrooms here all the way down to the one of the entrances where the nurse office is one side. And across from that's the principal's office. High school's offices. Oh, that's great. The net fell off. And then there's locker rooms I've never really got to work on in great detail. I'm lagging. Again. I already closed out of one application I'm not using. What's going on? And then across from the high school, there's a bunch of stuff. From a couple houses to a studio building. I believe it also has a second floor, if I can recall. Yep. It's an office building. It has 3 floors. And there's a parking lot next to that, a park, and then a account making factory, quote unquote, account making. Which also happens to be on the boulevard, excuse me. There also was a floating restaurant. I don't think it's there anymore. No, not quite. It moved. Well, the name of this boulevard probably wouldn't cross my mind the same way as it does now, because it has Gaza in the name, but that's not related to why I named the road such. Some kind of surf lessons and board rentals place in the middle of the desert. That would not be practical, but a gym next to that. Somebody else made the Sonic drive-in. I don't think anyone's watching. Again, it has on and off times when people watch and people don't watch. It's an interesting thing. I mean, this is what happens when you're under, like, a certain amount of subscribers and you're barely active. Jack in the Box, across from that, some kind of... Oh, someone's house. And then... a BP gas station, and then a cyber cafe next to the gas station. I don't know why I was bent on having a convenience store right here. Well, it could have been... well, it could have been parking, but then again, there's already parking on the service roads. And across from all of this is a greenhouse that was... I don't think anything has been done about this house, really. It could be it could have a new owner. Could be renovated, as far as I know. I don't know. Now, as long as I can get out of here without having to use that fly command. And then one of I don't know if there's 2 car dealerships in Anderio or 1, but this is one of the 2 car dealerships on the map, at minimum 2. And then an IHOP. Someone suggested that. A drastically shrunken version of one of my friend's mansion. They used to cover the whole lot here until half of that was forcibly demolished, and then nothing entirely permanently materialized in that area. Papa John's, 2 office buildings. One that is about, I believe, 20 or so stories. We're gonna look at this. I'm not gonna quite count. Okay, maybe I will count. I don't know. Yeah, about 20, 22 stories. And then apartments across from that. While I'm still lagging. An office building next to more apartment buildings. This one has a certain older, I don't know if it's an older style or that you see in middle of certain small towns, but and then this building got upgraded to about, I want to say 10 stories. A house here, a corresponding garage that doesn't even look like a garage, but still looks decent nevertheless. 2 more houses, and then another 5 houses. Oh. It looks like I still have not got rid of these cars quite yet. It used to be a street running underneath this bridge until some skyscrapers were replacing them. It's a police office station. Police station is the proper name. I keep second precinct in the first one's across the river. I'll get to that in a minute. This is one of a few skyscrapers that were recently introduced. This is just a lag festival because of how much stuff there is in here. So I apologize if you're lagging atrociously as much or if worse than I am. But this is what happens when you use too much, a lot of bricks compacted in one area to try to make a massive city out from a smaller one. I believe this is a 10-story parking structure that runs underneath a street. Partially. Okay, yeah, I thought so. Yeah, pretty interesting stuff either way. And then there's also some kind of bridge, pedestrian bridge, over this road from one of the levels at the parking structure. I believe it's the 4th or 5th. And it leads to this office building directly, which has about not more than 10 stories as well. I would say it looks like there's 8 stories with this one, which connects to essentially the rest of the plaza of skyscrapers. If I can load. Any minute now we'll see the top of these buildings. Okay, yeah. There's this office building, which I believe there's around 50 or so stories. I don't know the exact number right now. But yeah, there's 2 of them. with the same amount of floors. Crazy how that was set up. I won't be surprised if there are nearly 75 stories also. I believe this is a hotel right here. That's about 15 at most stories tall. But yeah, this office building across the street, like a couple blocks down, is probably actually 72 stories high. Okay, what's this then? Oh wait, that's probably a plan for another building. That's taller than the hotel. And overlooking all of these skyscrapers is essentially the dock and Anderio, which already has been maximized regarding capacity, which is essentially next to the middle school. I was about to say the high school, but no, it's next to the middle school. The dock is around here. And then the ship yard, or whatever, where the ships are made, is across, essentially, the other side of the river. And I still got some fixing to do with some of these buildings over here, I realized. The wedge was meant to be some kind of shade, but it just fell due to it being unanchored. Ship manufacturing headquarters right across from where they're building the ships, which is rather convenient in the sense that you could walk across the street, go into the office, and then go back across the street and work on the ships, like building them. And then here's where they will rest, per se. And across from all this, you get rounds of new housing that was built within the last year to 2 years. I'll check out the chat for a minute. It's been a while. Yeah, there's a lot going on in the game itself. I had to turn the graphics down to half to even prevent my computer from possibly crashing out. But it's still lagging. like crazy. But yeah, we got essentially a 5-story mixed-use building where retail could be on one floor and another couple of stories above that retail, restaurant, whatever the heck kind of business you want to put in there. There could be just apartments, penthouses, whatever, living space above that. And across from that, there's Arby's, and then a Walmart in Egypt. Who would have remotely guessed? And then a mosque across from Walmart, which is the mosque. It's not surprising considering that's a no. I would say the majority religion-wise in Egypt, but the Walmart came in after that, which is directly competing with another store. Alright, my computer battery went down about 2% in the last couple minutes. That's how... This game is energy intensive. I swear. Another parking structure behind all this. The Taco Time restaurant. Oh, gas station. Across the gas station is a pet store, I believe. Yes, a Humane Society. Then a Taco World, and across from that's a Dairy Queen. And then, this is where it gets interesting. Probably the bulk of the lag, I must say. Domino's Pizza. Yeah, we get retail at the bottom, and even some houses, and then a couple store, and then I would say a 8-story, essentially apartment building built on top of these businesses, with no direct connection from the businesses and houses below them. But yeah, there's a post office, another McDonald's, a Domino's. Next to that, across from that is an Angry Birds Rio based game store with about, I want to say, 10 or so stories of housing above that. Which all of this, if I can get there, is my mansion. Since I'm a major contributor to this game. Although it's starting to get surrounded by skyscrapers, as you can tell. One here, another across the street, essentially. Not even quite a skyscraper, but definitely apartment building. And then there's 2 high-rise buildings across the river from where my mansion is at. Oh, I forgot to remove the burnt trees. Whoops. Yellowgate Bridge, which is the name is named after how the bridge, the metallic part, was painted yellow. I already went through these houses. The original hotel, there it is. It's a market store. Across from that. And then the building over from that has become the regional headquarters of the electronics store, which is about 25 or so stories high. And then next to that, one of the buildings. I think that's also a motel. That's about 20-something stories high as well. Yep, Angry Birds Rio Inn. And then between these two is a small plaza. And then even this building, corner building, this whole corridor is now like filled with buildings that are 3 to 5 or even 6 stories tall. This one a clothing store, and then a couple from there is some kind of consultant embassies that would also end up spilling over in another location that I'll get to if the computer won't stop lagging for once. It's like I don't want to close out Discord for this. But yes, there's also a gun shop. France. United Kingdom, United States. My own virtual nation of Morrisville. The real estate place. Germany. Consulate. Embassy of Estonia. A news channel place. Okay, this is going at like 1 to 2, anywhere between half and 1.5 frames a second because of how laggy this whole ordeal is. And there's a church. I don't know why there's fire still. I know that I did a history of role-playing in Roblox Studio about random events going on, but that could explain why it's still there, and I forgot to remove it, I guess. That might be why. Okay, I'm flying. Alright, this is a memorial. It says West Anderio Cemetery, but it's more like a memorial site than necessarily a cemetery. And then there's essentially statues of people who have worked on the city within the past 7 years. Essentially. The notable developers of not just Anderio, but my virtual nation of Morrisville as well. Alright, the lag has gone out of hand. On my screen, you were running faster than you actually were. Yeah, I'm just lagging so bad. I never knew it would lag this much. It's like something that I thought would take an hour is now probably going to take a lot longer because of how much I'm lagging. Yeah, there's more businesses along this boulevard. And across from that is it's a newer hospital building, which is about 10 stories tall. Who knows if it has to be upgraded again or not. And then there's a venue place nearby. Which probably would be the edge of downtown if I were to say anything about it. Let's see if I can even look. Alright, I might have to turn my graphics down to even further down. From a 5 to a 2. It still does not help. And I just turned my graphics down to a 2 from a 5. I just passed the door perhaps twice now. Oh boy. Can I find a door? Can my computer find a door when it's having a lag attack? Yes, it can. Thank you. Alright. I wonder if rejoining... I mean, it'll probably temporarily do the trick, but it probably won't solve everything regarding lag. It'll probably just lag back up. It's even... I think it's already taking a while to even close out for a second. Wow. I'm gonna rejoin the game shortly. Let's see here. I got a black screen. I don't know if... Okay, now it says I'm joining server. I still might end up lagging the same way I did. Oh man. It might even be worse than when I tried joining. What? Oh well. I guess we'll have to hang on to dear life at this point. Okay, that's slightly better. It's not perfect. Guess we're just gonna have to... Okay, it's better that I rejoined, but it's probably gonna get pretty bad again. Once I load all the fully decorated... Not even decorated. Just fully furnished skyscrapers. It's gonna be one crazy fate. Okay. Here is the music venue. Although it's not in a curved shape, it's more like a rectangular shaped thing. Okay. Wait, what the... How did I get down here? What the heck? And then there's the restroom. Nothing can go... What can... Nothing can go wrong without... I don't know. Nothing can go wrong with having restrooms, I should say. Before I would almost mess that up twice. Yeah, I built my own ambulances. I don't know how that would work, considering it's a lag festival in this game. Botanical gardens, where all kinds of trees end up growing here. And across from that, an apartment complex, essentially, with its own pathway, oh, kind of trail, essentially. To the boulevard, where a factory, mainly a car manufacturing place, is located. A lab is across from that, and behind these walls is a 10-story hotel. More apartment complexes, and then we get into another suburb of the main city, where I recently started that up. Recently, as in a year ago. Since I haven't worked on it since last year because of it having so much stuff going on. But I might be able to work on it sooner or later and then publish it without waiting an hour. So I could do that after this stream, this tour. And then there's 2 different kinds of forests around here. There's a pine tree one, the Aleppo pine forest, and then there's a blue elm, which is actually blue. I just have to give it a name. Forest. Which this part is part of a conservation district to conserve all the trees and stuff along this part of the area. And yeah, which we circle back to the same suburb that we just briefly touched on. Anderio just has an O replaced with an A. And it's partially surrounded by the main city. And I'm back to lagging again. Not surprisingly. And yeah, there was gonna be a railroad running underneath the forest. There was one until it closed. And now it's just a tunnel remaining, which could, in turn, become some kind of trail, but again, I have not gotten to any of this stuff. And then there's the lumberyard. Oh. I still see a skyscraper with a graphics of 2. Aleppo Pine Forest Sawmill, property of Anderio Lumber Company, which is largely active around here. And yeah, there's a house blocked off with a history of crazy events going on. It's somewhat abandoned, not entirely. And then we are at a dam, which happens to be named after the main city, and which was largely split into Anderio in north and South Anderio, which the game that's based south of Anderio, immediately to the south, is called Anderio Dam before I merged it back, and now we see how that goes. Yeah, Yeah, it looks like I never finished role-playing this stuff. Maybe I'll have to remove all of it now. But yeah, we're in Angry Birds Real 1's Landing, which is the oldest, one of the oldest of the suburbs of Anderio, which is primarily a retirement community prior to 2020 at least. And it still kind of is. But it's where I end up retiring accounts from Devrio clan. In most cases, although one could retire anywhere. And I think that's it for the southern part of this part of the map. Yeah, I got some crazy amount of work to do regarding cleaning this up. Especially regarding the amount of... Because I don't know if that's the reason why it's lagging so bad, or if it's something... I mean, there's like 920,000 bricks in this game, so it's a massive cluster of bricks situated in spanning across the map, and the base plates are even bricks. So I don't know if that, I don't think that's a part of it, but it's still have to point that out. Oh yeah, and this tunnel got closed off from the other side, and I think it got closed off from the and it got closed off from the Blue Elm Forest side, I believe, too. But this is a lag festival. So if you guys want to join, you're going to have to be aware of the intense amount of lag, like everybody else is. And this is also primarily why the work on this game has stopped in 2023 over the summer. It stopped largely because it was unable to be worked on. But besides the lag, it's not bad besides that. A statue of my old main account, I realized. Let me see. I don't know if I've went through this part already. Okay, I know I passed it. Yeah, this is, and then the small town of Anderio that ends with a U. It's like I don't know if I could take the name Anderio, Anderio, take the last letter of that city name, and replace it with try to replace it with vowels and see what happens. And some of them ended up being a town name, if not nearly all of them. But yeah, there's a bunch of houses available. More apartment buildings. Alright. A dentistry building. I am lagging once again. And my graphics is at a 2. Sooner or later, I might have to charge my computer. Oh yeah, there's a community pool here. To which... The fact it's not indoors, in the middle of of the heat is crazy. But there's another post office, a couple more houses, some of them right next to the lights where it's used to guide a plane where the runway's at to the airport, which I will get to in a moment. Hertz rental car place nearby, and then there's a Holiday Inn hotel near the entrance of the airport. And the actual entrance of the airport, it's here. And then let me see if I took the time to make checkpoints for no. Well, literally TSA. I don't know what's the equivalent of Travel Security Administration or whatever in Egypt, but I'll have to add a checkpoint there either way, which I have not gotten around to yet either. Alright, let's see. Wait a minute. I swore okay, there it is. I was gonna say, where's the Angry Electronics manufacturing plant? But there it is, at the edge of the eastern, like right outside the city, really. Oh crap, the logo fell off. If this game existed in 2007 with the 920,000 bricks, I probably wouldn't have been able to even play it. Even if it's half the amount of bricks. Okay, and I know a freeway starts far east of here. I just can't, again. So I have to find a second to find the road and where that freeway starts. Because it starts off to the very east. There it is. Finally. Wait. I thought my graphics went to a 2, not a 10. Oh, it's at a 2. What the heck? And the fact that I can still see skyscrapers despite all this. Wow. Yeah, I apologize for the lag festival of this game, but it's not bad. Not bad of a game, other than the complete lag festival of the game that we've managed to get this turned into. Why does it look like I'm going slower than I actually am, too? That's the crazy thing about it. Holy crap. Alright, I have to get off the freeway at some point. How many spawns? I know I had at least 2, one for each dealership, car dealership. But there's also a random third one where it just lands on my house for some reason. So I would say right now there's 3 different spawns. Oh, looks like I would eventually have to make a bridge here, but that was, again, not quite considered at the time. I believe there's a radio tower over here. Yeah, there is, right by the airport. Interesting how that works. Okay, you can't quite hop over this. It was meant to be a fence, but I turned into a brick wall. It's like you can't do it without help. Anyway, because obviously I had to do a fly command thing just to get over that fence. And yeah, it looks like one of the planes just nosedived. I don't know if that's... if it's like there or somebody... or if it's caused by something that happened in this game while I was trying to tour. Oh yeah, the private plane area. And yeah, I managed to make 1 terminal for this airport. Back in 2021. I believe there's 6 terminals or 5. 5 or 6. Maybe 8 actually. Oh boy. The fact that those 2 collided is crazy. So if anybody is just now coming into the stream, I am touring the city of Anderio, which basically right now for me at least, it's a lag festival, but it might be different for somebody else. More apartments, a house, and then some kind of studio place. Don't ask why that's there. That's not... it's one of the developers who added that in there. A headquarters. I think I traveled up this part of the street already. But yeah, there's the zoo, which is an awfully small one. But it's a zoo. Okay. I went through the southern part of the map, the eastern part of the map, the central part of the map, for the most part east of the river, part of the city west of the river, but not all. There's also a prison in this game, like a large prison west of the main city, that if I can finally get a way to walk across without any problems, then I can show you where the prison's at. It's like I'm going 1 frame a second right now. Maybe 2. Make matters worse. I don't know. Whoa, why am I rotating? What the heck is going on? I don't even have that much open. I have Roblox, browser, oh, and Discord. I don't know if that's... there's office buildings. Kind of at this intersection. And then museum, history museum to be exact, is also at this intersection, across from the hotel and one of the offices. And I've already gotten around to the factory and apartments. There's also a racetrack out this way. A speedway is what the racetrack is called, but it's definitely a racetrack nevertheless. If I can go to it without lagging myself to death. Anyway. A new stream. Okay, here's the racetrack. Eventually. Yeah, here it is. The racetrack. It also has restrooms, at least on both sides, actually. And I believe there was a house at it nearby. Ooh. Yeah, hit the restroom pavilion. That's no good. And I just hit it again. What the heck? Now I have to hold down an entire arrow key for a second. Just to turn. And then there's the announcer's booth for the racetrack. There's also a pedestrian bridge right here. One second. Alright, let me see how many subscribers we are at, just for statistical sake. Looks like we're probably still at 588. Yep, we are. I already got to the house. I don't think there's anything further south than the speedway. Right now. Okay, yeah, there isn't. Well, time to head north towards the prison. Because that is where... That's probably one of the last places I have not discovered. And because of that, we're going to head that way. I'm going to be lagging like I have lost. I'm surprised I'm still running this window despite going 1 frame a second trying to tour the rest of the city. This county, rather. I don't know what type of jurisdiction Egypt uses, but if they use counties, then I certainly would say, then yeah, I might as well just call Anderio County at this point, because how big the freaking map is. But yeah, here's the maximum security prison so far. There's a watchtower for each corner. And I'm just lagging like I have no sense of whatever left. Anderio Federal Maximum Security Prison. The ping. Speaking of ping, mine might be off the charts. Full screen. God forbid. 4,000 MB, I think it's megabytes of memory. What the heck? And ping, 700 ms. 913. I even saw 1,000 at one point. That is insane. What would happen if I turn reduce motion on? Wait, these circles were meant to be sand dunes more than anything. And I'm just wondering what can I do to further reduce the amount of lag I have in this game? It's like the fact that this entire game is eating up a ton of memory. Alright. 4,000 megabytes of memory, and it's probably not double that because I've already left. And the ping is, for mine, is 1,200. Holy smokes. Yeah. Who knows if my computer will be the same after this or not. This is the most brick count out of all the cities I have worked on so far. So, it will perhaps get better from here, I must say. Front desk, essentially. The cells. Prison cells. I wonder what this is right here. Why do I have nearly the entirety of Anderio loaded now? And I turned the graphics down to a 2. What the heck? I jumped over the fence from a building. That's pretty crazy stuff. And here goes another embassy. Which, its dome looks like the U.S. Capitol's dome. Semi-dome. Yeah, it's a dome, actually. Let me see, I was asked a question. Oh, man. Okay, yep, that's an embassy right there. I'm slowly getting my way around here. Oh, wait a minute. There's a bus, terminal, whatever it's called, for buses. Well, that's a good question. I don't know why there's a Ukrainian flag. And I don't know if that was added in 2021 or even in 2022 when the war started, but alright. Oh, look at that. It's a massive park up near the hospital. Massive park. You get a whole playground set. Sure, it might be free model, but still, a playground set. Everything else was made by hand. Well, maybe not the pavilion either, although I could remake the pavilion. Quite honestly. If we wanted to have less free models, but... No. Yep, there's more embassies down this random street, which I can't find the name of right now. And I just ran into something. That's nice. And the park is named after another main account of mine. Old main account. Angry Birds 304. Alright, 1 second. Alright, I've returned. Oh boy. I'm still lagging. And the reason why I came to the big 920,000 brick count rather than the other version where it has much less is because this is the updated version. This still has a set of business buildings, so to speak, that's not taken yet. And I believe there's more on the other street too. Yeah, there we go. And then there it is. the Angry Birds Route 35 bus station. And they have transit buses just parked. And the buses are numbered also. Just for reference. And yeah. And yeah, there's houses. More houses. A random set of businesses, including Telecom Egypt. And I think there's a library nearby. Even. And coming up here is an elementary school I named after a recent account I recovered, which also has a set of playground. Just a single playground. The Angry Birds Real 70 Elementary School is the name once I find it. There we go. That's crazy. I am lagging atrociously. But for those who... I don't know if anybody who just joined the stream, but if you just joined the stream by chance, I am touring Anderio. That's one of the largest cities that I have ever worked on. The most completed. And then there's the farmer's market. And across from the farmer's market is a Turkish-based grocery store, BIM. Then a Shell gas station next to that. Across from that is a typical McDonald's. And then an IKEA furniture store. A bowling alley even. Although I don't think there's any working bowling balls and pins. I just hit a wall. Can I get up, please? Now I can. Yeah, here's the public library here. And then... And then we got lines of duplexes behind a Wendy's. Or in front of, I don't know. It doesn't matter, I guess. And then this is where I left off. But yeah, there's more houses around here. I'm afraid I'm about to accidentally walk into one of these. With the amount of lag I have right now. But yeah, we're almost done with the tour around Anderio. Here is another gas station. And behind that's a car wash. Or next to it, actually. Let me see if I can type for once. Oh, shoot. And then the drive-in. Is that Blue Fox Drive-In? Yeah, it's Blue Fox Drive-In Theater. Which is based on the real theater. Yeah, there's one in another city that I've worked on. It's in Anderio as well. I am lagging like I've never lagged before. And it's taking a surprising amount of time. And these houses over here have been recently built. Yeah, I can't even type properly. Look at that. It's because it's not letting me. And then another one of my houses practically over here. Two of them, for some reason. It's like at this rate, I have to let one of them go, right? Maybe? Yeah, one has a greenhouse. Another has access to a lake. And at large a boat, which... Let me see. Is this lake named after Ingerbisville 1? Or what lake is this? I can't recall the name of this right now. It's somewhere. Alright. I just passed it. Oh, it's Lake Ingerbisville 4. Well, it's close enough. And then here is another small suburb of Anderio. Literally called Anderio. And yeah, there's kind of a whole downtown district here. It was supposed to end in half an hour ago, but the lag is pushing it back. So, it's fine. We'll get through this. I'll thank everyone who stays around in the stream and stuff. It's not much of a big deal. And don't mind the car flips for a second. And here's the drawbridge that I didn't get to when I first started this tour. And then here is an entry. Well, entry slash kind of an entry arch between Ingerbisville 14's landing and Anderio, which they both meet at this point. Kind of, sort of. Okay. And then, yeah, there's more houses, more fields. But there's also, I think one of the last things I'll be able to get to is the port. That is over here somewhere. Like it was built sometime last year. Okay, there it is. It's where all the big ships are at. Military, non-military, whatever. Okay, I can fly finally. It's just taking a long while. Isn't... Yeah, my graphics are at a 2 because of how much lag this is causing. It's like if I make my graphics at 10 right now, I don't know how my computer would react. It might just crash the thing. I don't know. I have no idea if I want to find out either. Because if this is at a 2 graphics, imagine what it could be at 10 for my MacBook. Could be disastrous. I don't think this is quite the end, but we're getting pretty close to it. Alright, any second now, we might reach the end. No. Whatever. Yeah, this is a much larger port that's situated north of Anderio. And Honestly, could be the last one of the last things I'll get to. Although there is a couple more houses to the west of here. But yeah, whatever 666 HAL said in the Roblox chat, whatever he said, go do it. Like this stream. We are almost at 600, believe it or not. We hit 400 subscribers back in January, 500 over the summer, I believe, and we're almost at 600 now. So it'll be appreciated if you subscribe. Huge appreciation. I honestly haven't done gameplays in years. It's largely because I was working on games like this and other virtual nations like Borsville, which there's a lot of cities I've worked on, but not as extensively as 2 of them, on and off. Let's see if I can get to the houses, the remaining houses near the prison, or would it just be a wrap? I can literally hear my computer fans go off. I have no idea. So like if I have to communicate on Discord, I have to do it on phone because how laggy this game is for me. Like, okay, I broke into a house somehow. That's just funny. Absolutely funny. I just Alright, back to the road again. Okay, I almost broke into another house. And speaking of houses, we're about to approach some of the houses that are isolated out here. Okay, I don't know. I don't think that has some kind of name on it. But yeah, I helped build one of the contributors' other houses. This guy has about 3 houses. I believe I also have about 2 to 3 houses in this game. Different parts of the map. That's crazy that sounds. Yeah. It's quite rural out here, although that could quite change soon. Because of the fact that development is approaching this area. Oh boy, I'm lagging. Have to type all slow now. Oh boy. Yeah, I have to take a whole minute just to type a one Just one sentence. One sentence. And it takes a whole minute because of this game. And everything else going on. I believe I got almost around to almost everything in this game. If not everything. Oh yeah, put in a Toys R Us here as well. Oh yeah, there's another one of my account's houses. And there was gonna be another... some kind of apartment building, probably at this corner. Or an experimentation of one. Alright. Let me see if I'm missing anything. I got around to the forest, the airport. Maybe not the interior of the airport, but the terminals and stuff. I got into the skyscrapers, and downtown. The suburban part of Anderio. Its northern suburbs, the southern suburbs. Manufacturing plants of multiple... there's multiple of them. There's race cars, I realized, in the drive-in movie theater. Okay. I don't know if I'm done yet. I feel like I'm just about done, if not exactly done. This is nuts. Completely. Oh yeah, what was the other lake? There's two lakes. This one's the deeper lake of the two. They came from the ground collapsing a couple years ago. If I were to type something quickly on computer right now, I would have a hard time because of the intense amount of lag. Alright, what was this lake named that was so shallow that it even has... Lake Ingebrigtsville 22. But this might end up wrapping my tour. I don't know if I should do another one at some point. of another place in Egypt, or do one with another place in another country. I wonder if I should probably do a poll or something. And I'm going to leave so I can save the amount of lag. Still have it open, by the way. I just don't quite. But yeah, I'm gonna try to fix some of these issues on Roblox Studio. So I can go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna try and fix all this stuff with Roblox Studio and whatever. While I've already left, you can stay if you want. I might try to join on another device at some point. I don't know yet. Alright, where's Roblox Studio thing? Never mind. Connecting to server, this thing said. Will it load? Let's see. Still says connected to server for the huge Anderio. I'm just trying to see if I can do stuff in studio in real time while streaming, or do I have to do it without the stream? Because right now, me playing that game was a complete lag festival. And if those who were watching the stream or was in the same game with me knew what was going on. So see, that's crazy. Alright, still saying connecting the server, and since that's still the case, I'm just gonna go ahead and go back to my internet browser. Whatever it's called. While the tour is kind of sort of over, it's not entirely done. Probably still because I'm so... It's still saying connecting the server. What the heck? Like, I don't know what is going on with this crap. Like, quite honestly. Oh. Nope. I thought it was Roblox Studio finally loading for the first time. That is not the case. What a sad day. fact that Roblox still will not work. Well, not that. It's just that Roblox is taking a long while. Crap like this. It's still saying connecting the server, so I'll just browse kind of on Studio here. Boy, the lag is off the charts with this one. I don't even think that could be seen quite. Like the loading screen saying something like it's still loading. Still connecting to the server? What the heck? What is this? It's like I'm sure I don't have to stream gameplay at this point. Do I? Like what the heck? Yeah, yeah, it looks like Roblox is starting to redo the genres. They should have probably never touched it in the first place back in the day. Alright, this thing on Studio says still connecting to server. It's been saying it for the past 5 minutes. What the heck, man? Alright, you know what? I'm gonna have to figure something out to do in the meantime. Like I would. You know what? While I wait for Studio to actually connect to the huge Anderio game, I'm just gonna go ahead and just play the older version of Anderio. Although the older version of Anderio, it is less updated. And not only that it's less updated precisely, but there's a lot less bricks combined in one big area. Alright, it still says connecting the server for Huge Anderio, a more updated version. But the wave of linear light that, or whatever, that just keeps passing through seems to have stopped. So I don't know what that even means. I don't know if it's ready to open or if it's something completely different. Which I just gotta wait and see at this point, because if I can't open this, then how would I make the changes necessary to? Well, it's like, and I'm still streaming while doing this, but like that even matters right now. Alright. Alright, we are gonna go to an older version of Anderio. Yeah, I'm heading to an older version of Anderio while I wait. Alright, give me a minute. Okay, I did not say I was gonna be right back, but I went AFK. And what was the let me see the update regarding. Well, it looks like the huge Anderio game that we toured was actually loading. To the surprise of surprise myself. And it probably is not laggy because we start off in a small place. And yeah, not much changes in comparison. But still. Let me see. Yeah, not much changes from the more recent. Obviously, that arch is not there in the older version. There's still a couple houses here for sale. Toys R Us. Connecting the server, huge Anderio. Cool. Let's see if I still have people hanging on. Not as much. soon as I went away, everything's just gone. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, the lag is coming. The lag is coming. Oh no. Oh no. I'll also have to increment my... But yeah, this was the same area where a bunch of skyscrapers were at. About, I don't know, before... Like, back in June 2023, even. Oh boy. Now I'm just lagging atrociously again. Also because I have Studio trying to load everything. And then there's this. Roblox is trying to handle what's going on here. But the noticeable difference is that the storage unit is gone. The apartments got replaced with hotels. This road's completely gone. And that's the notable difference. That... excuse me. That building right there is still there. Apartments were still there. The businesses here are still there. It's still loading the huge Anderio file. And it's dead. Just in the flick of a hat, the whole thing is dead. Come on. Studio, hurry up. Or I'll turn the stream off. I have stuff to do, you know. Wait. It's my... yeah. My... Okay, I caught it up now. Alright, I'm back again, if anyone's on stream still. After the tour practically ended. Alright. Yeah, that's the end of the tour. It already ended. But I guess that's all. So if you guys enjoyed the tour of Anderio at large and the entire metro area, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, do whatever it takes to stay on point, stay up to date with the latest content. And all that other stuff. Just don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with the latest content. While I decide whether or not I figure out either how I can resurrect. I don't know about resurrecting the stream. It's already dead. However, needless to say that I honestly Roblox is sitting under studio replies and crap. Like, why are they doing this? It seems like everything's taking longer while I'm streaming. It's like I never thought the lag would be this extreme. But yeah, that's all. I guess I'll work on the Anderio part when turn down video settings. The heck? Yeah, it's a sign. But yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications. If you like this channel and like this stream. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Angry Birds Real 42 out.